Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sunday night at 5:30. This is JoJo Bennington. This is our One Team Weekly board meeting, our time to check in, see how everybody's doing, get a little training, charge our ISA batteries. We're like Energizer bunnies. We got to keep our batteries charged to keep our energy up. So hope everybody had a very, very, very happy Thanksgiving and ate too much and still feel good. And people think we live in a box and we live, we stuff our turkeys with shake, but that's not the case, is it? Right? So I would love to start out with some gratitudes since it is Grateful Weekend. Anybody have some great shout out, some successes, something to celebrate? Ready and go.
Jojo, I'll share something. It's completely unrelated to Isagenix, but and it's sort of sad, but good. I have a neighbor who, the dad passed away unexpectedly on Monday before Thanksgiving and left behind a 25-year-old son with a grandbaby, a 20-year-old daughter, a 16-year-old daughter, and then a daughter who's in elementary school. So I'm not sure what her age is. And his wife is legally blind. And maybe hold on just a second. And I am grateful that I am blessed enough to be able to have gone over there and given them a meal, even though I don't know them from Adam. And tomorrow I'm going to mow their lawn. So even though I don't know them and they don't know who I am, I'm blessed to be able to provide that for them. So, and I don't do it. I don't know. I keep texting my other neighbor to make sure that it's okay that I do these things, but I feel like since I don't know them well enough to be a part of their space, at least I'm helping somehow. And so hopefully it'll help alleviate some stress that they have. So I'm grateful for that.
Well, and I'm sure they're going to be grateful for it also. And thank you for just being a good human being. And it doesn't matter how close we are to somebody because we all hurt and all have needs and all have things that happen, and how amazing for when the strangers step up, sometimes it's even more special. So good for you for doing that. All right, anybody else want to celebrate something? Eliza.
Yeah, so I did, I wasn't quite sure how this was going to go. One of my good friends, or not a good friend, a friend that I actually met through a networking event, invited me to do a Black Friday kind of sip and sample. So it went pretty good. I did it a little bit differently this time. I really tried to play into gift ideas versus shakes and systems. I think it was pretty well received. Most of the people that were there were in direct sales, and they felt like it was, more appropriate. So I don't know that I don't think I'll have the chance to do another one before the holiday, but I think next year going into looking at doing more, if Isagenix goes more to the direct sales sip and sample kind of a thing, I almost feel like I don't know, maybe they'll come up with something else, or if they'll look for feedback, more ideas or more gift ideas in that seasonal holiday catalog. Because like for me, I think it was in my head when they said a seasonal catalog, I was thinking something a little bit different than what came out. So, it was a good experience. The sip and sample was quiet, but I think, I had an enrollment out of it, and I had a couple people that were really interested. So it was good overall with connections, but I think it was a good reflection on the last couple of months of them, of like what went right, but what went wrong. And I think for me, the home party concept is so direct sales that the catalog, I think, could use a little bit more one-time things. That was just kind of like, so I'm grateful to have that opportunity just to do another one that, you know, that was close and it was great, but and I don't go out shopping, so it was fine for me, but yeah, it was good. I'm very grateful that they did have a few ideas in there, but I think if they do come up with like a feedback on the sip and sample, I think that would be one of mine. I don't know about you, Jody.
Well, good for you for going out and doing that on Black Friday. And, you know, I was actually talking with one of the girls from a different team yesterday and how to do a vendor booth. And we had talked about showing people how to buy like a box of shakes and a box of Isodelates and maybe a box of bars, and then making 10 gifts out of it. And so you know, for less than $200 or whatever, that you could make 10 gifts. So it was just a way to sort of look at it differently. And because we were looking at the same thing of how do we really make this a gift idea if that's what we're doing. And so just as a side note, it is also something that we've been looking at and we'll probably do more of because we're having one on Wednesday that we'll probably do more of on Wednesday. So thanks for sharing that. And okay, let's do one more. Oh, and just so you guys know, if you didn't see, if anybody's done a sip and sample from October 1st to the end of December, there's a place to post on the Rock Your Life page. And if you're not on there, then private message me and I'll add you in. And we're going to give away some ISA swag. Everybody loves ISA swag and ISA gear. So for everyone who's done a sip and sample, we're going to do some raffles for some goodies. So make sure that you get your info posted up on the page. And if anybody has one more gratitude, we'll do one more before we get rolling.
I have one if that's cool.
Yeah, sure. Hey, Jody.
I'm sorry if I'm freezing. Am I freezing?
No, you're good.
Okay, my computer's freezing. So just quickly, 3 of my downline that I just want to acknowledge, even though they're not on the call. Colleen Fronti and Leslie Forbes, I was able to share their photos today. They've both been a little hesitant about sharing their transformations on social media. They've been doing it more recently, and I actually was able to take pictures from their recent posts and share them. And I'm just so unbelievably proud of them. Leslie is trying to build a business a little more slowly. Colleen eventually, you know, they're both consultants, but just very proud of their transformations and the fact that they're getting more comfortable actually talking about it more and sharing that on social media. And then the other thing is Orion Dorval, who is a second level for me. He is gun gangbusters ready to share and has made it on a couple of calls. He's already been doing some conversations. He posted on the page to try to get a 3-way going. And he is just, you know, no enrollments yet, but he is just attitude in the right place, talking about planting a ton of seeds and, you know, is already using Cake Recipe and all that kind of stuff. So just really excited for him, and his passion and kind of exuberance is helping to kind of keep my fire blazing too. So just wanted to, yes, and doing videos. He's amazing at doing videos too. So just wanted to call out those 3 because I'm very proud of what they're doing, you know, in their own way and at their own speed, but very, very proud of them.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you for recognizing them. It's definitely good to recognize what they're doing. And I actually have seen him, and I know that he shouted out and was looking for a 3-way call. So yeah, I had some experience with him a little bit, so that's great. So before we jump in, there was just a couple of things that I want you guys to know. So I partnered up with Mona and Laura, and we're doing a holiday hustle group. So if anybody wants to put that on their page and have people join in on the fitness challenge, we, you know, always love the support. It's a great way to get people started. It's a great way to get them interested. Support, coaching, all of that's there. We're also doing a Couch to 5K virtually inside the group. So there's a lot of things going on in there. So if anybody wants to be a part of that, then you can reach out to myself or reach out to Mona Sims. Wave, Mona. She's been doing an amazing job keeping that group up and fun, and Every single Sunday, she does a 10-minute Zoom to explain what we're doing and bring new people in. So it's been a great experience if anybody wants to be involved in that. And then, you know, now this time of year, typically a lot of people will go, it's the holidays, so we're just gonna chill and kick back and take our foot off the gas. And really now is the time to be pushing, because what we do now and the seeds that we plant now are gonna set us up not only to blow out the end of the year, but also move into the beginning of the year. And so where do you want to start your January? What do you want that beginning of the year to look like? Do you want it to look like starting over, or do you want it to just look like momentum that's built up from December? And I think it's so much easier always to continue on instead of stop, start, stop, start. We all know that if we're stopping, we're going backwards. We don't just stay in that same place. We backslide. And so to keep that going is going to be so much more helpful for all of us come January, when we're, you know, things are being really blown up. And so start thinking about your word for 2018. What is it that you want your 2018 to look like? And I love what Emily and Hayden taught us, was that every single year they recruit a new team. They start completely over January 1st with it, recruiting new team. And so I say we do an ISA draft, right? Every team in every sport everywhere does a new draft and brings in new players. And I just think that we start our 2018 ISA draft and bring in a whole new team. So if anybody's up for that, I want to see some hands and some nods, and it's a plan. Are you guys out there? Are you awake? Wake up. Okay. All right. You know, there's a story that Lenny told the other day, and I've heard him say it a whole lot of times, but it was for some reason when he told it the other day, it had impact on me. And there was an event he was at. He was sitting downstairs in the jacuzzi, and he looked up, and on the very top floor of the building was Jimmy Smith. And Lenny hollered up to Jimmy Smith. So for those of you guys who don't know, Jimmy Smith, for almost our entire 15 years of business, Jimmy Smith was the top income earner in the company. He's made $57 million in Isagenix in 15 years. That's kind of a lot, right? But Lenny looks up at Jimmy Smith and says, "Hey, Jimmy, how's the air up there?" And he said, "It's beautiful, and there's plenty of room for everyone." So it's not I'm at the top and you're at the bottom. It's always that there's enough space for everybody. And, you know, sometimes I think we get caught up in ranks and levels and all this stuff, but really there's enough room at the top for every single one of us. And I just want you to remember that it's possible for every single person. Living in a place of abundance. Yes, I love it. So Cyber Monday, you guys, I don't know if you guys all know this, but tomorrow for Cyber Monday, they're going to do the same free shipping special, which will be for 125 BV for new associates and for existing. You can't do an auto ship, but you can do a wholesale. And I would really, through December, push the seasonal survival products. So the Sea Light, the Ice Immune, the Ionics, those things that are really, you know, when you look at a teacher gift, what a great teacher gift to have a bottle of Sea Light and an Ice Immune. I would get them like a 12-pack of Ice Immune, spray their kids every time they walk in class. But there's such key seasonal items, and people are always getting sick this time of year. The weather's changing, it's cold out, all these bugs are going around. So if we all just put Ice Immune and Sea Light on our auto ships this month and order extra to do giveaways and to do gifts, it actually increases the order basket for the entire team. The one, I think it was like 14 BV. Wendy, did you tell me that if you increase the order basket 14 BV, was it you that told me? Can't remember who told me. But it was if you increase the order basket throughout the whole team, just 14 BV, it means like 10 more cycles to the entire team. That's a lot just to like increase the order basket just a little bit. So, so we got the sip and sample giveaway. I think that's all my stuff. And I'm going to be doing the ISODrop. So if anybody wants to ISODrop with me, I'm excited for 2018 team. And how I'm going to work on that is through LinkedIn. And I've been learning a lot from Mr. Weinstein about LinkedIn. And he was supposed to come on last week and teach us all this, but I guess because of our special guest last week, that didn't happen. But we definitely wanted to get this out there. And we've talked a little bit about it before, but Josh, you are the master cold calling LinkedIn guy. And so we watch what you do and we are all amazed, but we all want to be able to do what you do. And so he is so kindly decided to step in and teach us tonight what he does on LinkedIn so we can all do that thing, because we all want to do that thing, right? So Josh, thanks for coming on. Wait a minute, I don't hear you. Hold on. Is that you? Nope, that's not you. I don't see your other screen, Josh. Are you at the 860-550? I don't hear you. Okay. We lose the connection. Josh is dialing in on his phone, so while he's doing that, let's see. Trying to figure out where you're at.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay, cool. How did I get that title of Cold Call Master?
I believe your wife told me that you are the cold call master.
Okay, all right.
And that, not a whole lot of people in the world are more comfortable making cold calls than they are making warm calls. And I know that that's a place where you feel really comfortable.
Yeah, awesome. I'm excited to show you LinkedIn tonight. I don't know, can you raise your hands? Who uses LinkedIn currently, like every day? Anyone?
I wouldn't say every day, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to give some basics here. And sorry, I'm getting an echo here. I'm just going to show some basics here, some of the stuff that I do every day, and just a little background on myself. I've been with Isagenix about 4 years as a customer, and I'm Marcy Weinstein's husband. I know most of you know Marcy. And been doing the business about 2 years, and most of my business, probably 85% of my business personally, has come through LinkedIn. Between 0 to 5 enrollments in a month. You know, some months are really slow, some are really good, but all cold market for the most part. So it's just where I'm comfortable. I don't like talking to people I know, so that's why I go to LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is really good for people that are about the business. Everyone on LinkedIn is there for a reason. It's because they want to make business connections. So that's why I use it. I'm just going to jump right in and show my screen. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. Excellent. So this is your homepage. For starters, everyone, if you're not already on LinkedIn, you need to build out your profile as well as you can. Step one would be to fill out the summary section here, something that says something about you. Profile, really nice professional picture would be nice. First thing people are going to do when they see your connection request is look at your profile. And if it's sketchy or not filled out completely, they're probably not going to connect with you. So you want to fill out your experience, some of your interests, your education, start doing some skills and endorsements for yourself and asking your friends to endorse you. And just start joining some groups and liking things. The more complete, the better. And that's going to get you started off really well. In terms of connecting with people, you can be really specific with the people that you want to connect with on LinkedIn. So, show you here. You can connect with anyone. Let's just say you want to connect with, wrestlers, okay? You can connect with wrestlers here, look for them. And then on the right side, second and third connections are people. Second are people that are friends with people that you're already connected with. Third connections are people that are connected to the people that you are, Second is connected to the people that you are connected with. Third are connected to the people that they are connected to. So you're more likely to get connections with the people that are in your second connections, okay? And you can really dive down into keywords. You can be really specific, schools they've gone to, locations, where they work, industries. You can get really specific on these people, okay? Are there any questions so far? I mean, this is just kind of basic stuff, but.
Can you, when you say, first of all, you said go in and join groups and like things. So is it like kind of like Facebook where you like groups, or you like, when you say like things, what do you mean?
Yeah, so you can join groups specific to your interests. Okay, so you can join things that are in health and wellness. You can join things that are hiking or entrepreneurship or anything like that. And once you go into those groups, you can actually send messages to the people that are in those groups as well. And you can comment and like and just be active in those groups, right?
I have a question. When you're building your profile, do you recommend not saying that you are affiliated with Isagenix?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. So my suggestion would be no, unless you're already making $1 million. I would say no, because they're going to look at that and either Google it or already have an idea of what it is and either not connect with you or just already have an idea of what you're going to be talking to them about. When people connect with me, I always look at their profile first. If I see Rodan and Fields or something in network marketing, obviously I'm going to connect with them because I want to talk to them. But if I wasn't already in network marketing and I wasn't interested in it, I would just not accept their connection request. So.
And do you pay for a premium account?
I don't. My corporate job upgraded me, but you don't have to. You get a lot of good features on the free account. So I would start there, exhaust it. In the 2 years, I've never paid for an upgrade and never needed to. So once you connect with somebody, okay, I always click into somebody here. Okay, this is their public profile. You can't see their contact information, but you can see any mutual connections you have. And just get a good idea of who they are, right? Their experience, what they do. I always go down to these. These are important to me, right? I want to look for leaders. I want to look for people that are into coaching, into personal development, into social media, sales, marketing, things like that. And then you connect, right? So you click connect, okay? You have two options. Send now is just going to send a connection request with no message. Whenever possible, I click add note. Doesn't matter what it is. I look. Okay, and then you send the invitation. The reason I do that is two reasons. Because as soon as they connect, it's going to show up as a message. Okay, so these people, right, where it says Mark McDonald's is now a connection. See, I pitched him right out of the gate in that connection request. That's what I sent to him. I know he read it, and he accepted my connection request. Okay. So I do this sometimes. Sometimes I just start a conversation depending on who they are. I felt like I just wanted to move on from this guy and just send him a quick message like this. So I know he read it, so I'm probably just going to reply back, hey, Mark, thanks for the connection. Are you open to a quick call? If he doesn't respond to that, I'm just going to move on, right? I always give two people, I give people a second chance at a message before I move on for not responding, okay? Sometimes, people don't check LinkedIn as often as they do Facebook and things like that. But that's basically it, right? And you can see these are all people that I sent connection requests to, and they show up under my messages, right? I can tell that she read it, right? Some cool little tricks there. And that's basically it. Just start shooting out as many of these as possible. I send 100 of these a week, connections, right? And have multiple conversations going all the time. And I set up probably 3 to 5 appointments a day with people that I don't know. That's it. Just start connecting with people. I can dive into anything else, but
We do have some questions.
Okay. Actually, one other thing I wanted to touch on before that question. Sorry. So when you actually connect with them, right? This guy is already connected. It says first right there. He's a existing connection. On the top right, you go to his contact information. Okay. He has a cell phone number and he has his email address. Okay. That's good information to have, right? If I wanted to connect with him on Facebook, and there are a lot of Matthew Keddies, I can just copy his phone number, look it up in Facebook. Okay. If he has his phone number attached to his Facebook account, it'll take me right to him. Okay. So that's a little trick. You can look email and phone in Facebook. So that was it. So what was the question?
Well, that was a handy little tidbit. Let's see. I don't know why I can't see the questions. Are you done sharing your screen? If you want to shut it off, then I'll be able to see different stuff on my end. Okay. All right. There we go. So the questions.
Okay, I see the questions here.
Okay,
yep.
Good.
All right. So do you see a huge difference by using the premium? No, I don't, because I don't use it. Sometimes there's no option to endorse people. Yeah, if there's no option, that happens 1 out of every 20, I find. Sometimes they just have it set up that you can't endorse them. So that's just how they have their account set up. Recommend sending emails. I recommend sending emails to health professionals, because health professionals are super busy. And in my experience, and connecting with a lot of chiropractors and other people like that, email works a lot better for responses than LinkedIn. Okay. But with email, you're not going to just start a conversation. You need to put as much as you can in an email up front. That's going to get a response from them, because you're not going to just say, hi, thanks for the connection, nice to meet you, in an email, right? So.
Good. Eliza?
All right. So I have I guess it's a work question, Josh. So you're using this LinkedIn profile for your corporate job as well. So right now I do have a LinkedIn account. It's all professional for my day job. I don't use it, but how do you separate out your corporate job with Isagenix?
Yeah. So I'm really nervous about my corporate job, kind of knowing what I'm doing with Isagenix. So for me, I keep my profile as corporate as possible. And in my little summary section, I kind of give a little snapshot of who I am in terms of what my passions are. Right. And then I take everything privately in messages. So to everyone in private messages, I represent a health and wellness company. Okay. So some people, 1 out of every 20 will be like, is this with Carousel or is this with their health and wellness company? And I'll just explain to them that I do this on the side. So
can you have 2 accounts?
I don't think so. You might be able to if you use a different email address. I don't know. I don't want to start from scratch again, so I wouldn't do that. But if it's important to you, you could, yeah, I guess.
Well, I'm just thinking, because I've used LinkedIn in the past to get leads for if I'm looking to switch jobs. I just don't know. I do have 2 email accounts. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I will do that then. Maybe because I'm not using it at this point for Isagenix. So I could just start from scratch with a different account.
But what's to stop you from using, your just private messages to people and ask them about Isagenix, as opposed to just posting on your own wall? Unless you want to do a lot of posting on your own wall about Isagenix, then I would suggest using a different page. I never post anything from my account, publicly. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I see the conflict, from your standpoint, right? So that you don't want, you're using it from a corporate standpoint too. I'm just not that. I mean, I'm pretty open with my job at this point, but if I were to use LinkedIn to actually find a new part-time job, yeah, I don't know. If I wanted to mix I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe give it a shot with your existing account and see what happens.
I have that much built on it. I did have one other question for you. And how then are you tracking these leads? Do you have a spreadsheet, or like how are you keeping all of these people organized?
Yeah. So I used to drive myself nuts every time I would have a conversation with somebody, put them into a CRM, which is like a daily contact manager, task manager, follow-up thing like that. And I was just stressing myself out. So only when I set the appointment with somebody is when I build them into a follow-up system. Okay. So that's it. I need to have an appointment set with them, and they're viewing information before I actually feel the need to follow up with them. Otherwise, they're just in my inbox, and I'm going to get to them when I get to them. But I try to move as quickly as possible. Conversation, I mean, we're talking like from the time I actually connect with them, it's just a matter of a day or two before I have an appointment set with them, and then a call set with them, and then either viewing information, and then I'm either enrolling them or setting up a follow-up call to either enroll them or get them more information or figure out that it's a no, right? It's not always that easy, but I'm always setting an appointment from an appointment or getting a no as quick as possible because I hate maybes. So, and those people that I'm following up with are always going into my follow-up system.
Mm-hmm. So Mona wants to know how often you pitch them versus starting like a conversation and making it, having that whole connection piece.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it really depends on the person that I'm connecting with. It's hard to say. Whatever I kind of feel like
differentiates. So if you have a leadership guy, you're going to go straight to that. But if you have
if it's somebody that I see that I have some type of connection with on some level. So if they're in sales, if we went to UConn together or something to have a conversation about, I'll start a conversation. If it's somebody that I have absolutely nothing in common with, but they look like somebody I want to do business with, I'll probably just pitch them right out of the bat.
So in your 3 to 5 appointments a day, are you pitching directly or are you just asking them to watch a video?
So my appointments are from LinkedIn. So I ask them to set up a call. So once I have their phone number and a date and time that we are going to speak, then I will send them a video to watch before our call. Okay. Handful of those people are either no-shows or they watch it and decide it's not for them. It's just going to happen. But then if we do get on the call, I know they've watched it and are excited to actually learn more. But we're talking about, you need to talk to a lot of people to filter through all those people that are going to be watching the videos and saying, oh, I've heard of Isagenix, I don't want to do it. It's just a numbers thing. You got to talk to 25, 30 people a week to get like 5 actual people that watch the videos and actually want to talk to you after that. I don't know if those are accurate numbers, but it's pretty close to that.
So are you doing like would you? So if I would send you the video, would you watch it or do you just send it?
No, I just send it. My goal is to get the call set, because with these people, if they just want information sent to them, I used to try to strong arm and say, well, I'm not going to send you information unless I know you're going to watch it. And then they just disappear. Right. And then I'm like, well, what if that could have been somebody really good in this business? So if they really press me for information, I'm going to send it to them, whether they watch it or not, fine. But at least it's out there. I do set up the call with them and I say, great, I'm going to send you some information to review prior to our call. Right. And then I'll send it to them 24 hours maximum, if not a couple hours before. But people are busy, right? People work, and I want to make sure they're going to watch it. And because I'm scheduling people in 15-minute increments, I want to know that I'm still going to have that call. So if I send it to them an hour before and I have calls sandwiched in between those people, I don't want them to watch it and then bail on the call, and then I could have filled that time slot. So with cold market, it's really different than warm market. You really got to, just talk to a lot of people, send a lot of videos, and schedule back-to-back calls all day long.
Okay. The return on investment. So you were saying you get about 5 actual phone calls out of maybe 30 messages.
Let's see. How many messages, connection requests sent? Connection requests, a lot of people connect. I don't count who accepts them and who doesn't. I send probably 20 connection requests a day, and they filter through the next couple of days. So I don't have any metrics on that. In terms of pitches and messages and asking for appointments, I'd say 2 out of 10 are open and respond. So that's a lot of messages each day to get appointments. But that's me, and I don't have anything regarding health and wellness on my LinkedIn page. So somebody who has,
Right.
something that's healthy background of some kind is going to have probably better numbers than I will.
Right.
Do you ask to set up a call right? I don't want to take up too much time. I know we have
You're
Anna
good.
and Chad.
We have a lot of
Am I good?
questions, and so
Okay.
I want everybody to feel comfortable with this so we can move. So everybody, because I know everybody wants to start with it. So
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
hang on
Chad,
1 second, Eliza. Wait
Chad,
1 second.
do you have that question, or do you want to scratch that? Because I can talk about that.
You can talk about it if you want, but you answered the question in your last statement
Okay.
about just you got to increase numbers. If it's 2 and 10 that you're getting people on the phone, you just got to increase your numbers. That's all.
Right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, Eliza. Go ahead.
How often are you being solicited? Like, are you getting a lot of the reverse? Are you getting inundated with others doing the pitch to you?
Not very often. I have a lot of people that send me connection requests, and I pitch them. And I've gotten a lot of meetings out of those people, just because people on LinkedIn are funny, because a lot of them will send you connection requests, but don't want to talk, which is weird. But I don't usually get, solicited for other network marketing companies. Once in a while I do.
Because
but
I think that what you have on your profile is actually a benefit to that, because I do think, like, if I put a profile up there with health and wellness, I think all I would be getting is connections from other network marketing. Right?
I'm sure.
So I think that that's probably.
But that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Because they might really stink at it, and just start that conversation. Because I've had people. I've asked people if they're open to taking a look at what I'm doing, and they say yes, and then they watch videos and they're like, "Oh, I'm already a Beachbody coach." I'm like, "Wait a minute. Then why are you open to looking at other opportunities?" And then we just keep talking, right? Mm-hmm. So I would not, I would connect with everyone, network marketing or not trying to pull people out of other companies. We want to respect the industry, but if they are not successful in what they're doing and they don't have the team and they don't like the products, then absolutely see if what we have is a better option for them. Because I got pitched really bad. We're talking pages and links, unsolicited. She didn't even ask if I was open. She just sent me like pages and pages and pages. And then I said, "Can I ask you a serious question?" She's like, "Sure." I was like, "Can I be honest with you?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Is this working for you?" And she said, "No, not really." I said, "Okay, can I?" And I gave her some tips on how to cold market prospect. And I told her some books to read, right? And because I want her to be successful in what she's doing, if she's really happy with the product. So some people just need to learn how to properly, reach out to people.
That's good. Wow. Good stuff, right, guys? So that makes it seem a whole lot less daunting when we kind of see the steps played out like that, right? Anybody have any other questions?
I will say this, getting on the phone with somebody you don't know is nerve-wracking at first. If you don't know what to talk about, if you don't have a script or a method of what you're going to say when you get on the phone with them, it's going to be really difficult. So I wouldn't suggest reading from a script, but having a method at the same time you're on the phone with everyone. You're going to get to know them a little bit for 2 minutes. You're going to ask them what they like best about what they saw. You're going to ask them if they saw an opportunity for themselves, right? And then you're going to just follow the same thing every single time. And if they need more information, you're going to set the follow-up call for a day or two from now. And if they blow that off, there's your answer, right? And if they get on the call, you're going to give them whatever other information they need to enroll them or not, or set another call, three-way call. Just keep it going that way, These people don't really know you, so it's a whole different ballgame. They don't trust you yet.
Right. Perfect. Good stuff. Thank you. And I know that a little while back you had posted up some of your LinkedIn information and the steps and stuff inside Rock Your Life, and I know that file is still there. So if anybody wants to go back in and yank that file out, it's in the archive files there. Perfect. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. So what about morning time? How do we get our mind right when we get stuff to get our zen in the morning and put our mind in the right place? So our Zen master, Chad, is
Zen master.
Zen master. I know you have some cool morning stuff to share with us. So take it away, Mr. Zanotti.
Yeah. And I don't know how I'm going to follow Josh with his info. And I do have to say that I have to thank Josh and Marcy for opening my eyes to this little gem here. I know whoever does not have this, get it and blast through it as soon as you can, because when you're talking Zen and starting your day on the right note, and this is no joke. And it makes complete sense. So what I wanted to do, without getting into too much detail, Jojo, I said I'd keep it to about 7 to 10 minutes. It's 9:13 right now, so I'll keep it short but sweet, is just to share, some of the tidbits that have blown me away. But I do have to thank Marcy and Josh, and I've seen tremendous improvement. Just not that they're awesome people as it is, but I think they can attest to their thought process has changed over the last several months since they started putting this in play. So it's called The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, and it's by Hal Elrod and Pat Petrini. If someone wants me to type it in there, I can. But I want to touch on the life savers. And these are things that you can do every single morning. And I'll give a time amount for each of them, but it doesn't have to stick to these time amounts. So the life savers, and it's taking the acronym SAVERS, or taking the word SAVERS, and associating a word and an action with each of those letters. So we're going to take S, and S is silence. We all are working our butts off, not only with our business, but with our family, with our friends, with our work, with everything that's going on. And finding 10 to 30 minutes a day to just be silent can be very, very effective. So where you meditate, you pray, visualize, but visualize happens to be another one. But you just take that time to relax, let your mind be at ease. So S is for silence. A is for affirmations. We've all heard of affirmations, and affirmations are great if you do them correctly. And what they're finding is that if your affirmations start with, I'm committed to, there are awesome changes that occur within the brain, or positive responses that occur with your brain. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera. I look all over the place, and I apologize for that. But so I'm committed to becoming a millionaire with Isagenix. I'm committed to hitting 5-star by December 31st, 2019, whatever that goal is, whatever that affirmation is. So I'm committed to affirmations A. V is visualize. So you want to work on visualization. We all know there's a lot of power associated with visualization. And I'm sorry, for A, 10 minutes a day. You're working through your affirmations 10 minutes a day, but you can write them on a note card like Dave MacArthur talks about, have them on you so that you can take them out and just read them. You got them in your pocket throughout your day. And if you hit a stressful point, just read your affirmations. So V is for, again, visualization, about 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes every single day. If you sit in your office, hang out in your chair, whatever, stand and meditate in a posture, but visualize for 30 minutes a day. Some powerful things are going to happen, pretty much guaranteed. E is for exercise. We all know exercise is important. Get out there, move 20 to 30 minutes a day. Doesn't matter what it is, but if you're doing it first thing in the morning, 5 a.m. is an awesome time. Just hop out of bed and get moving. You want to break a sweat, because in particular, breaking a sweat helps to improve the secretion of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is basically a chemical in our body that helps us deal with the stress hormones. So obviously our metabolism is going to increase, our blood pressure is going to be impacted positively. Really good things occur, especially exercising first time in the day. So 20 to 30 minutes of exercise. The R is for reading. We all want to read about 30 minutes a day. So 10 to 30 minutes a day. Take a chapter in this book, blast through it, have fun with it. S, script or scribe. So you want to be writing in a journal each day, focusing more on the good than the not so good. The not so good's always going to be there, but if you're focusing on the good when you're journaling, you're probably going to be thinking a little better in that moment and beyond that moment. So grab a cool looking journal too. Grab one at I don't know, Staples or wherever you go for your supplies. Order online. Really cool journal so that you have fun with it. So that's SAVERS. That's silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, read, and scribe. The other piece I wanted to chat about is your DMO. Your DMO when it has to come with Isagenix. And Josh made a really good point in that he just hammers out numbers every day. And he's so committed to it. He's so consistent with it. We hang out at my parents' house, for the holidays and sometimes in the summertime. And Josh is up at 5 a.m. and he's got his numbers done, no joke, by 7. He's done. And he may be responding to people throughout the day, but for all intents and purposes, he's not trying to get things done throughout the day. He's getting it done right off the bat. So your DMO, what is your DMO? Josh Dunsky's talks about 333. 3 new connections, 3 follow-ups, and love on 3 people. Well, if that's not enough for you, then go 777s, go 777, 21, 21, 21, whatever you want to do, whatever your goals are. A great point that was made today is the more numbers you got, the more calls Josh makes, the more LinkedIn connections, the more people he's going to get on the phone with. And we all know that getting on the phone is way more powerful than just having a text back and forth on LinkedIn or Facebook or even texting on the phone. So what is your DMO? And that's a personal choice. It's a personal choice for what works for you and your schedule. But again, your underlying or the base of all this is your why. What is your why? How strong is your why? How many numbers you want to hit in a day? This is all a numbers game. So I wanted to read a couple of excerpts from here. This one hit home with me. Network marketers, and it may hit home with you. I hope this is helpful, guys. Network marketers who produce consistent results, that top 1% who are the very best at putting impressive sales and recruiting numbers on the board, simply take consistent action. To become a top 1%er, and that's 1% across all of network marketing. To become a top 1%er, you can't take some action. You can't take a little action. You can't do it only when you feel like it or only when you're inspired. You have to define your daily process, your DMO, and take consistent action day in and day out for an extended period of time. We talk about the 90-day challenge. Well, yeah, 90 days great, but if you continue through the next 90 days and just start up another 90-day system, 90-day challenge, then you're making that consistent progress. Another one. Today or in the next 24 hours, schedule 60 minutes every single day to focus on the single most important business growth task that you do. So the single most important business growth task that you do. And to me, when I read this, it was whatever your DMO is, 333, 777, 21, 21, 21, because intertwined in that is a whole lot, right? It's following up with people. We know the fortune is in the follow-up. It's making new connections, like hitting the connect button on 3 to 50 people in a day, right? It's not difficult to hit that connect button, to connect with people that have common interests with you. And then just loving on people, guys. It's, the world needs more love. Would we all agree? Smiles, say yes, nod your heads. I think the world needs more love. And the more love you exude, the more people who you can create smiles in their face and say their name and know that you help someone else feel better about their day. I mean, there's nothing better than that. So that was just some stuff that I had. I appreciate you, Jojo. I'm honored that you let me on here, and hope this was helpful.
Good stuff, Chad. It's always good reminders to get our mind in the right place, and consistency, no question, is the key. It is. And affirmations. I am Anna. Where are you, Miss Anna? Thank you, Chad.
I'm here. You can't see me, but I am here.
Well, we can see your picture.
Yes. At least I'm frozen in a what's, I guess, my good side. I don't know which one's my good side. So something that I wanted to piggyback on with what Josh had said. Now, this is more along the lines of Facebook, but something that I learned recently, and I thought you guys might find some benefit to it. So I've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives, and I'm going to be doing more here as the weeks come, but I am part of a group on Facebook. It's called University of Digital Strategies. And they kind of give you tips on things that you can do in order to boost engagement, create an audience, being consistent on Facebook. And something that I came across the other day that I thought was really important or was beneficial was how to boost engagement on your next post. So not necessarily the one that you have done previously, but the one that you're about to do. And so one thing that they said was to go and comment on 10 posts in your newsfeed. So go onto Facebook and go through your newsfeed, find 10 posts that you can comment on and make them meaningful comments, not just, hey, because we know that everybody knows the Facebook algorithm is 4 or more words, and it bumps up the post. So you want to do that. So you want to make 10 comments on 10 posts in your newsfeed. Then you also want to go and on 10 different posts, you want to heart, laugh, angry, sad, use anything other than like, basically. And then you want to go and send 3 genuine messages via private message. So basically, you're taking 23 steps before you actually go on to Facebook and create a post or do a live or whatever it is that you're doing. So they said to try this out, and it should boost your engagement on your post when you do that right before doing whatever it is that you're going to do. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, perfect. As I learn these things, I'll be sharing them with the group. There's a ton of information that I haven't been able to delve into. The group has been around for a little bit, so I will let you guys know about that. So what I wanted to talk about tonight sort of piggybacks on what Josh has said. So if all of you wouldn't mind going to grab a piece of paper and a pen real quick, or if you have one next to you, utilize it. We're going to talk about creating a true vision. So this is something I wanted to share only because I know that I struggle with it. I say that I have a vision, but I don't know that I've actually ever, I won't say that I don't know. I know I've never actually sat down and talked about what my vision means in its absolute entirety. And so that's what I want to do tonight. So I want you guys to, first of all, think of what your vision is. And this is your vision, not anybody else's, and it can be anything. It can be Isagenix related. It can be a new house. It can be a marathon you want to run. Whatever that vision is, I want you to write that at the top of your piece of paper. I'm going to do this kind of quick because we only have about 5 minutes left. So what is your vision, or what is your goal?
I'll go. Anna? Well,
Josh, Chad, we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody do this so that we can, sorry. So we can, no, no, my bad. That was rhetorical at this moment. Okay. So then right next to that, so what you're going to do is you're going to, you know how when you were back in school and you wrote an outline before you started writing your paper? This is what we're doing right now, okay? The next thing I want you to write down is, when would you like to achieve that goal? And so for some of you, it could be just a year, 2019, or it could be a specific date, by April 1st of 2018. Whatever the case may be, you can write that down. The next thing I want you to think about is, can you achieve this goal by yourself? Is it something that you need to do? So for example, you want to run a marathon. Nobody else is going to be able to run for you. So so that would be a singular. I need me to achieve this goal. I can't have Marcy go run a marathon for me. I mean, I could, but I don't know that she'd do it for me. But so that's what I want you to think of. Okay. So can you do this by yourself, or do you have to have others to be able to achieve it? For example, if you want to hit, 5-star in Isagenix, you have to have a team. This is not a singular thing. And if you do need other people, who do you need? So write down those individuals. Are they specific people, or are they specific traits that you need in order to achieve that goal? Next, I want you to write down how many hours do you think it will take you to achieve that goal? So for Josh, we know that he gets up at 5 a.m. and by 7 a.m. he has sent out 50 messages. So he knows that in a week, he needs 14 hours to set the foundation for the things he wants to achieve. So those are the things that I want you to start thinking about. Along with that, but how many hours are you willing to put into it? When are you going to work those hours? Be specific. Because again, you want to lay a plan, and you don't want to be all willy-nilly about it. This is part of the miracle morning, getting up and having a plan. Anybody who's done training with Bill Mayer knows you get up and you have a value-based day. It sets the course for your day so that you're not just flying by the seat of your pants. Where do you work those hours? Are you in your office? Are you sitting at your kitchen table? Are you in a cafe somewhere? This is a tricky one that for me. Who supports you in your vision? Write all of those individuals down. But I also want you to write down the individuals that don't support you. And we're not talking about negative here, but you still need to be aware of those individuals, be able to protect yourself and your vision against that, and to still be able to send them love. Because if you do that, they cannot affect you. For those individuals who do support you, how do they support you?
Mommy,
Yes, baby. Hold on just one moment.
do I only take 2 pills?
Yes, only 2 pills.
Yeah.
How do they support you? What role do they play in your vision? Do they just, I keep thinking of Mona and her running, and JoJo and her running. So, somebody on the sideline who is cheering you on, or is it your running partner who's running right along with you? So what role do they play? And you want to see that very vividly. Okay, so now we're going to move to, you've achieved your vision, and we're going to talk about what that looks like. So where are you when you've achieved that vision? Is there a specific location? Are you in a brand new home? Are you at the finish line of the Boston Marathon? Are you on your yoga mat because you've just been able to, accomplish an inversion? Whatever that is, where are you located at that moment? What does your view at your specific location look like? So open your eyes and see. What do you see? If it's a house on a lake, then you see the lake, and you see the birds, and you see the trees, and you see the sunlight as it's reflecting off the lake, and you see the boats, and you see the people. So that's what you need to put all of that information into your vision. What are the sounds that you're hearing? Can you feel the air around you? What does that air feel like? So if you're at the lake, maybe it's a nice breeze. For me, it's becoming an Isagenix millionaire and being up on stage, so I can feel the electricity of the air surrounding me. I can feel the lights beaming on me. I can hear the roar of the crowd. I can feel my family holding my hand. Hands up. Who's with you once you've achieved your vision? Who are the individuals that are immediately surrounding you? But even more so, look further out. Is it just you and your family? Or is it a throng of people? Are they standing beside you, in front of you, behind you? Are they hugging you, touching you? Now I want you to look down and I want you to see what you're wearing. For me, it's yoga pants or flip-flops or barefoot. What are you wearing? What about your hair? For us girls, right? Are you shaved? Are you not shaved? If it's after November, then Chad will be shaved. Until then, he's furry. What are you holding in your hands? Are you holding something or someone? Do you have a plaque? Do you have a pen and paper? Do you have your child's hand? And now I want you to close your eyes. And on that piece of paper, I want you to describe the feelings. We're going to go internally. I want you to describe the feelings that you're feeling on the inside. Is your heart racing? Are you moving your hands, creating fists and unclenching them? Is your breathing fast and rapid? Are you smiling internally? Is your belly all full of butterflies? Or is your breathing slow and deep and steady? Are you crying? Whether they be tears of joy or tears of, not tears of sadness, but like tears of joy is what I'm talking about. Are you dry-eyed? So this is the outline for your vision. And anything else that you can think of that you might want to add in there. But I want to encourage you guys within the next 2 to 3 days, because if we don't have a vision of where we're going to go, how are we ever going to get there, right? There's beauty in being, wild and carefree and not having like a specific destination, but we all are here because we want to accomplish some sort of goal. So now you guys have the outline of your story, and just like Dave MacArthur says, get really, 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 really clear on your vision. All the way down to the feelings that you're feeling inside, what you're wearing, because the more crystal clear you can become and the more crystal clear you can be, the easier it is to know when you've arrived. So I titled this a true vision. So a totally realistic, undeniable envisage. And I had to look up envisage because I was looking for synonyms for the E. And envision means a vision for the future. So that's what I want you guys to do. And for those of you who are brave enough, maybe share it with a group at some point. So that's it. Thank you, guys. I hope you found that valuable.
That was great. Anybody have anything they want to say to that? How's everybody feeling right now?
happy.
Anybody
Thank you,
feeling a
Anna.
little uncomfortable to think of all these things? Anybody? Yeah? Good. Outside of the comfort zone. It's a good space. That's good stuff, Anna. Where did you get all that?
From my noggin.
Awesome. Well, your noggin's a good space to be in.
I just realized I've never really sat down. Somebody asked me the other day, and they asked me to tell them about my vision, and they kept asking me questions, and I really couldn't answer them. So I figured I've never actually sat down and done it before, so I thought it'd be a good exercise.
It's a great exercise, and so many of us have trouble putting that into words. So I think that was extremely helpful. Everybody agree? Yeah? Awesome. All right. Well, we are at time. So thank you guys we're over time. We're like way over time, but that's all right. So it was all good stuff and all things I know definitely I needed. And so hopefully that means that everybody needed a little piece of that too. And thank you guys for all of your questions and all of your involvement. And Chad and Josh, I don't know if you're still here, but thanks for all of that. And you'll probably be getting some questions. And Anna, that was great. So great team you guys made tonight. Thank you so much. Anybody have anything they want to add before we leave? Not? Then everybody blow big kisses to Josh and Chad and Anna to thank them for all of their input tonight. Thank you so much and have an amazing week.
Thank you guys. Love you. Good night.
Good night.
Yes.